When I look back and I think about the memories of my father and think about how his history really helped to shape my story. Well, my father was a product of a graduate of the 3rd grade and was a migrant. Him and his family would travel every year from South Texas up through Indiana, through Wisconsin actually, and end up in Minnesota working in the fields. So when I think about how difficult sometimes things seem to be, I think about him just being this little boy with his 6 brothers and sisters and his parents working out in the fields. And it's really quite humbling. But you know, I think if there was one story that really summed up my father and the impact he's had on me, was I'll never forget, I have an older brother, an older sister, and a younger brother. We were taking my younger brother to college, right here down the road at Carthage College in Kenosha. And for the first time ever, I kind of saw my father's eyes tear up as we're driving on 50 going to Kenosha. And we finally managed to pry out to him, you know, why he was feeling, you know, why he was tearing up. And he shared with us that we just passed a little building, and that little building used to be a shop for this landowner. And when him and his brothers and sisters and parents were working in that field, when they were done working, the owner chose to pay them in script that was only good at his store and obviously had elevated prices. And now he was here all these years later, driving the last of his 3 children to college. And it wasn't tears of sadness, but tears of pride as to how he managed to overcome, him and my mother, all of the trials and tribulations, and be able to give this to their children. So for that, I will always be grateful. We grew up in a fairly nice neighborhood in the northern suburbs of Chicago. That being said, we didn't have the resources of the other kids, and I was always quite a bit darker than the other kids, especially in the younger grades. And truth be told, you know, children will be children, and on a number of occasions said rather hurtful things. At times, adults would step in to correct them, but looking back, what was even more hurtful was when there were adults present and they didn't say anything. There was a period of time there where, I have to admit this, I was ashamed to be Mexican American. I wanted to be like the other kids. I wanted my parents to pick me up from soccer practice in these new, beautiful, fancy cars. And here came my mom in the station wagon. And you know, looking back on it, those are the words of or feelings of a naive child. I look back now on everything my mother and father gave us with great humility and great appreciation. You know, when it comes to the awards or the recognition or the articles, I guess first off, let me just say none of it would be possible without the love and support of my wife and family. I'm always the picture out there, or I'm always the one receiving the awards, but my wife Angela is really the strong foundation from which I'm able to go and do these things. When it comes to whether I'm deserving of any of this, while I express humbly my appreciation, I don't really think I'm deserving. When I look at what my father did with a 3rd grade education, managing to put all of his kids through college and help a lot of other people along the way, here I am with a college education. For me to measure up to half of what he did with advantages I would be given, I don't know if I'll ever be able to achieve that. So when it comes to these types of things, I think of my father, and I think about the other parents that are out there with 2 or 3 jobs, dealing with the challenges both racially, economically, etc., doing everything they can to give their kids a better opportunity. Those are the real heroes out there, and I'll never forget them. So one of the things, being an active member and having the chance to even become a national officer with the League of United Latin American Citizens, or LULAC, they're our nation's oldest and largest Hispanic membership-based organization, was they gave me the confidence, they gave me the opportunity to have an impact on our community and in the lives of others. Truth be told, each and every one of us has that opportunity, whether you're a member of LULAC or not. I'd encourage my people to join, obviously. But each and every one of us has the ability to impact the world around us. We just need to be willing to be intellectually honest with ourselves in doing what we know is right, or searching for the truth if we're uncertain of that. And being willing to commit ourselves or become intimate with an issue or helping others. Those are the real secrets.